Hello again. Still Mallet Jones reveals why he's swapping the snowman for a white Christmas this year. Plus, we reveal the results of our anti-aging skin clinic. Have we been able to turn back the years for 3 of our audience members? Find out later. But first, can you believe it's been 30 years since we bid farewell to one of Britain's best-loved comics? Here's a big clue as to who I'm talking about.
I've got a splitting head. See, I can always tell if an audience is going to be good or bad. Good night. So I was cleaning out the attic the other day with the wife. Filthy, dirty, covered in cobwebs, which is good with the kids. And I found this old violin and an oil painting. I turned to an expert. I said, what have you got there? Is a Stradivarius and a Rembrandt. Unfortunately, Stradivarius was a terrible painter, and Rembrandt made rod violins. Thank you.
Well, of course, when you're on the man with the trademark fez and plethora of misfiring magic, please welcome the actor who is currently starring as Tommy Cooper in the one-man show Just Like That, John Hewer, and the curator of the Museum of Comedy, Martin Witts. Welcome to you both, Martin. Welcome, nice to see you. John, but how long to perfect the voice? It's incredible.
It's the voice, isn't it?
Yeah.
A good thing about Tommy Cooper is that everybody can do an impression of some sort.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. So the idea is really to go past that, to go into the man himself, really, and really get to the nuances of his performance. That's what people remember.
But people also remember, Martin, that he could walk on the stage and go, and you were laughing before he started, really, weren't you?
Yeah, I think it's a sort of, having seen him live when I was a kid with my father and obviously brought up with him on television, I mean, it's sort of one of my favourites, and I think it's just an instant look that he's got, which is charming.
It works. It just must be, well, a terrible magician, but a brilliant one. To be able to do bad tricks, presumably it takes quite a lot of work, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I liken it to the great comedian Les Dawson, and he could play the piano very, very well, classical pieces. Tommy Cooper was a very accomplished magician, you don't be fooled. He was in the Magic Circle. And the thing that Tommy did when he came out in the career, he was like, there's 100 magicians who can do this. I'm going to be the fool. So that's kind of like, that's how it's niche in the market, so to speak.
Now, tell us about the Museum of Comedy. I think a lot of people won't know it exists. Where is it?
Yeah, we've just converted a crypt underneath the Hawksmoor Church next door to the British Museum, which is on Bloomsbury Way. And we've sort of filled it with all sorts of goodies like Steptoe and Son's bear, little Titch's shoes, Vesta Tilley's hat, Lily Savage's wigs and props, Russ Abbott's stuff.
So it's covering comedy from way back with Little Titch, then, right up to the present day?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's lots of bits and pieces.
We've got lots of props here, Martin. What have we got? I mean, I seem to recognise that from Tommy Cooper. That does... What does that do?
It's not bad, is it? Well, look. How bad is it?
Did he make these Tommy's original?
Yeah, I mean, he was originally a carpenter or a shipbuilder from Wales, yeah. and a lot of the props he had a big involvement in terms of making. So, I mean, some of these pieces here, this particular one here was built in '62. Yeah. The table legs prop was built about '67, and the guillotine, that's a smaller version of the one that was on the Parkinson show, where he nearly forgot to take the safety catch off, and he lost his head, which would have been a happy ending.
It would have been an amazing ending. So, carpenter, who actually... So, isn't it funny to think of Tommy Cooper as being a practical carpenter, because the man for whom everything went wrong on stage could actually make his own stuff like this?
And I think that's the skill of him, you know. He was so sort of almost OCD about his props, so he would always have everything set up very carefully on a table before he went on, and he put as much care into building the props and rehearsing with them, so it looked as if it was bad, but it was brilliant.
Your favourite bits, John?
Favourite bits? I must say the duck goes down very, very well, and we do, of course, spoon jar, classic spoon jar gag. Yeah. We do that. There's the empty wardrobe we do when that comes on. Anything physical I really like to do. I really like to do. Cause...
But everybody lapses into him, don't they? We all do glass, bottle, glass.
There we go.
You know, you just do that.
That's right.
He was quite exceptional.
We're actually looking for an understudy, if you're...
Why the fez? How did that start? Why did he wear a fez?
Well, actually, when he was in the army, in this sort of a concert party of the army, he was actually performing on stage in Turkey, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yes.
Or Morocco, and actually pulled a fez off one of the waiters' heads as he was passing, and that became his trademark.
And that was it, so he wore it ever since.
Yeah.
What's the little box in the middle of the...
This is your speciality.
That's the only one I can do reasonably well.
Right.
This is, again, one of his original ones, which he used in the stage performances, and basically it's a dice box which actually magically transform into table glasses, which is actually, you see, it's original because we haven't fixed it yet.
So, he made that as well?
Yeah, I mean, that was...
Astonishing, isn't it? Yeah. I've got to look... So this is the table with the legs. Look at that. And I'm not going to touch this because I'm bound to lose something. But, so the thing about this was that he used to have... he'd say, I would like to do just... Because he was a gardener as well, Tommy Cooper. You know, to actually have touched something that Tommy Cooper used and certainly that he made is a great treat. So, hopefully, your stage show, how often do you do it? Where do you?
We do it 7 shows a week at the Museum of Comedy. And
so you do it at the museum?
That's right, yes. It's got a wonderful state-of-the-art, very intimate, kind of like a cabaret feel space, and it's just perfect for... Tommy would have loved it. It's exactly his kind of...
So performance comedy's going on there as well, then?
Yeah, what we're trying to do is we're licensing a lot of the old scripts and material from everything from Tommy Cooper to The Goon Show to Round the Horn, and actually creating shows which celebrate the artists, you know, which are sort of the original material performed by newcomers such as John.
Wonderful. So it's the old and the new mixed together. Just the main whole aim is just to bring laughs. You can catch Just Like That at the Museum of Comedy till the 24th of January. My thanks to both Martin and John. Thank you both very much. Happy memories. Happy memories. Just like that. Now then, is good. Since rising to fame in the mid-1980s, with his pure treble voice and hit single Walking in the Air, my next guest has gone on to become a familiar TV face, but for his latest project, he's swapping the screen for the stage as he makes his West End musical theatre debut in Irving Berlin's much-loved show, White Christmas. Please welcome Alec Jones.